We've got 3 hip strengthening exercises with a resistance band for you to try out in this video. Hips can get stiff and weak for a variety of different reasons, whether that's from sitting for a long time during the day, or even some of those higher intensity exercises, you're running, sprinting, change of direction, things like playing football, can cause some of this stiffness and then weakness around the hips. Knowing some hip strengthening exercises can mean that you can add them to your routine. We'll make suggestions on repetitions, and for these ones we're using a grey band, which is extra firm because the hips are a large joint, quite powerful, so you do actually want a lot of resistance for this joint. Now with the band, it's 1.5 meters long, and I've actually tied a loop in one end of it. It's quite firm, and that's so that you can put your foot through the loop, which we'll show you. At the end of the video, we'll go through what to consider if the band strength or number of repetitions isn't quite right for you. My name's Claire, I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFit Health. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep updated when we publish our videos. You've got your grey band and you've got that loop tied at one end of the band, nice and tightly. And you're going to place that loop around that right foot. You're going to lay on your left side. Knees are bent, the band's going to come in between the knees. Your hips and your shoulders are facing forwards, and you're holding the end of the band with your left hand. Now it will take just a little bit of trial and error just to see how comfortable you feel with this position, because you want that left hand and arm to be straight up. Now some people's shoulders aren't too comfortable like this, so in which case I'd get you to bring that arm forwards a little bit and just find where is comfortable for you. If your arm's forwards, then you can grab a rolled up towel and you can place your head on that towel, and that should make you feel just nice and comfortable. So like I say, just a little bit of trial and error initially to figure out where your arm is comfortable. Once you figure that out, you can take your right hand and grab the band and just pull it a little bit away from the body. Your start position is with your knees bent, and you're going to hover your right leg a couple of inches or so above your left one. So that's your start position for your side kick. You're going to bring that knee forwards in front of you, and then you're going to drive your heel down and you're going to straighten the leg. And you're going to pause here and you're just going to double check that that leg is in line with the body and that it's not, that leg's not too far forwards. So the movement is bringing the knee forwards and then driving your leg down, so you straighten your legs. So knee forwards and then drive down. You are getting your brain to think about these muscles around the side of the hip and the pelvis. I'd suggest your 3 lots of 6 repetitions, and then you obviously need to repeat on the other side. The second exercise we'll go through is with the leg nice and straight. So you're starting with the right leg straight, ideally in line with the body. Keeping that leg nice and straight, you're going to slide that leg forwards in front of you, and then you drive your leg and your heel backwards, and you really think about engaging these muscles around the hip and the pelvis before sliding that leg forwards again. So that's your movement. You can be breathing in as you slide the leg forwards, you're breathing out as you drive your heel back behind you. So this is your straight leg kick, and you're aiming for your 3 lots of 6 repetitions. Your third exercise for the hip is with that leg nice and straight. So just check that it is in one nice long line with the body, that it's not coming out too far in front of you. Once you've checked that, you're keeping your knee and your feet facing forwards, breathing out as you raise that leg all the way up, and you're breathing in as you lower it down. So it's a very simple lift and lower. With this one, you're just double checking, if you lift that leg too high, you'll probably find that you're sinking at the side of the body. You start getting a little bit of movement, in which case if you find that happening, you're just going to stop before you feel it happening and then lower it all the way back down. And it just helps with that quality of movement to make sure that you're actually getting the movement at the hip joint itself rather than starting to get any movement a little bit further up in that low back.
For added variation with this one, just a couple of tweaks you can try. You're going to rotate your knee and your toes so they point up towards the ceiling, and then you do your lift and lower. Now when you rotate your knee and your toes up, you're just double checking that your hips still face forwards and that you're not rolling these hips back. And then the other variation is rotating your knee and your toes down to the floor so you lead up with your heel. Again, your hips are facing forwards, and you can be doing your 3 lots of 6 repetitions with all of these variations if you wish to. And hopefully after all of those you should be getting a nice burn around these hips.
So there are your 3 hip strengthening exercises with a resistance band to try out. You want to focus on the quality, so really make sure you are feeling the work around the hip and pelvis area. Now if you're finding it too easy, the number of repetitions isn't quite enough for you to feel anything, I would suggest increasing the tension on the band rather than changing the repetitions. That's because when you focus on strength, you want a fairly heavy weight, but you don't need to do that many repetitions. If you want to investigate this further, we'll include links in the description below to videos we've created on how to choose the right resistance band and how many repetitions for strength exercises. Subscribe to our channel and we'll see you soon.